All right, welcome everybody. It's time for the week 1 and 2 power rankings. It is me, Micc, here right now with the one and only AR Brown. Say hello.
Hello, everyone.
And Mr. Yellow Draco. Also say hello.
Gamers.
Soon to be joined with Mr. Dawn Vitts whenever he gets back. Yeah, I guess let's just jump right into it. With our first worst, we have Mr. Starmon and the Houston Absols. What do you guys want to say about Mr. Starmon in his first 2 weeks?
He's been doing okay, but got some work to do a little bit, I would say.
Yeah, I agree. So let's look at his week 1 battle. He leads off, he gets sticky webs up, but then he immediately lets them get defogged away.
Yeah.
And then, he played okay. He let his Ninetales, which was his main Sunsetter, get chipped down really easily with Toxic. And then he let his Houndoom go down, which was his main damage dealer to the Mega Venusaur. And then it kind of just went downhill from there.
To be honest, went down. It was kind of a GG for him.
Agreed.
To be honest, before the battle, I just saw the Mega Venusaur won against him. Because I didn't see any like how he could like beat that Mega Venusaur.
Yeah.
Like maybe with like our rocks, webs, stacking, and maybe like play around with a little bit. But once he didn't get hazards up, it was kind of over.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the problem was he didn't even bring like Silverly Fine or Silverly like Psychic like at least to hit the Venusaur. But I just didn't see any way he could win against that Mega Venusaur. It was pretty hard.
Yeah, I mean, the only way he could have done would be with like a Houndoom in Sun. Like that's the only thing he could have done.
Yeah, and I just don't know. To be honest, it's like it was a really tough matchup for him. Like his team is good. I just think he's missing like that like at least Psychic, which for me, in my opinion, is a vital like type you need in draft.
Yeah.
But yeah, to be honest, it was just a tough matchup for him.
So on to the week 2, against Mr. Jonathan Cagadan, or John Cagadan, whatever you say.
To be honest, he just really, I don't think he expect that Mega Tyranitar, even though like I don't know, I just really felt it that Cag was saving that Mega Tyranitar for a sweep because I was looking at his team and the plays he was doing, and I never saw like in a way that Cag was gonna. I never said like, damn, I was like Cag already lost his game.
Yeah.
I always saw like a way. Yeah, he can sweep right now. If he set up 1 or 2 Dragon Dance, he can win.
I mean, like if you look at the team matchup, right? T-Tar doesn't really wall anything on Starmon's team, So it kind of has to be a sweeper, like
I'm gonna destroy your life.
So Starmon letting Mons like Silvally fighting and the victory bell, yeah, and maybe even the Garchomp a little bit get chipped, just kind of like let him win, let Cag win.
Also, I think the way Starmon played his Clefable against Cofagrigus, that was like very vital for the sweep. Yeah, he got the clef low, and that was pretty much it. Yeah, so that's I really like I just didn't see like Starmon. I don't know, but I think Starmon never saw a possibility that Mega Tyranitar could sweep him. Maybe he had something prepared for it. Like I was expecting maybe like a Shuka Cobalion.
Yeah, that would have been really nice.
By the time it got down to the end game, it was over. Yeah. So that's why I don't know. I just think he didn't play it like he thought he already won without like knowing that.
Yeah, I think he probably didn't expect that Dragon Dance, but when there's a Mega Tyranitar, you always have to expect that.
You always have to prepare for it.
Yeah. So I definitely think he played a lot better than he did week 1. He had a way to win in the end. He didn't just kind of lose like turn 2 or whatever. But, he's still got some ways to go in week 3 to get that first dub of Season 6.
Oh, he's got Cahootz. Okay, that's a winnable game for him.
That is definitely winnable. But it also could mean Cahootz gets back on track and dominates the league. So there's a lot of pressure on Starmon for that.
Cahootz, sorry, we take all of our stones again.
We're going to talk about Cahootz later.
Yeah. Instead, we're going to be talking about Hannah right now.
Hannah. So this is like her debut season, you could say.
Correct. Yes. Debut season. Debut full season. Yeah.
She started with the champion, so it was gonna be always very hard.
Right.
Also known as the GOAT.
I am not the GOAT.
So basically, she really got like her welcome to the ISBL with like, okay, this is not a league where there's bad people and like bad coaches and coaches. No, like everyone is good here.
Mm-hmm.
Basically.
Yeah. It's always gonna. Every week is gonna be a challenge. If you're gonna want to be competitive, you have to, put a lot into prep every week. Unless you're whoever who only spends 15 minutes.
She really played well. To be honest, she played well with like the team he brought. To be honest,
yeah, she had her way to win. Yeah, definitely.
But her issue was she had nothing for Nihilego. Like it literally won you as long as Micc could do a little bit to chip a couple things down, and then it was over. Yeah, once
Azelf was gone, it won.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, I really liked the way she played the Venusaur against you, Micc.
Mm-hmm.
I really liked how she played it, but then she made some misplays, which maybe she had like a reason to do them. But maybe in my mind, I don't know. I would have played a little bit different because I actually saw a way that she could win. But Nihilego was always going to be something hard to deal with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and like we were talking about earlier, a problem that she had week 1 was she didn't really use the sun very well. Like, the sun was off the field for a lot of the battle, which kind of gave me a chance of chipping her Mons without, like, her being able to do big damage with her Mons, like Charizard and Heliolisk.
No, but yeah, just looking at the matchup, it was always going to be hard for her. Like, using, like, Sun Abusers, like, for example, Arcanine can always wall, like, Charizard.
Mm-hmm.
Torkoal, Torkoal is like more defensive. It was always pretty hard, and also like Mega Carnivore and Heliolisk, they were always gonna like just go and do big damage to the team.
Mm-hmm.
So it was always like a hard matchup for her.
Yeah, and I definitely gave her opportunity to win when I misplayed and clicked Thunderbolt against the Charizard, expecting her to stay in normal form. But yeah, unfortunately, she just switched out because Arcanine was in. So
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I think it was definitely a winnable game, but
it wasn't the greatest. I wouldn't say she had the greatest matchup against you.
No, definitely not. So onto week 2, she definitely played a lot better against Gawd. Had a chance to win again. I mean, you always have a chance to win with Mega Charizard.
Yes.
But I think her main problem in this week was that she didn't really have any answers for Mega Ampharos. Like, that thing came in, 2-hit KO'd everything.
To be honest, yeah, maybe because maybe she's like, I don't really know her that much, but Mega Ampharos is something that not much people like pick it.
Yeah.
So it's like maybe you can. She was maybe wearing like more on the Specs Primarina, maybe like the Latios.
Mm-hmm.
She was wearing like that, or damn, like Kuliscore can roll me, Eevee, Hariyama. So it's like when you see the Ampharos, it's like, oh, okay, maybe I can like wall it with Zapdos. I can like do something with Mega Charizard X. Like I can do something. You can always play around, but maybe that's what. Maybe she like slept on it a little bit.
Yeah, she kind of looked over it a little bit.
I think her problem is that she doesn't really. And I've mentioned this a couple, I think last time, but her team's a little redundant.
Mm-hmm.
Like her ground type is Rhydon, which like that's okay, but you should, if you're gonna go up against stuff like electrics with coverage, you're gonna be in trouble.
Yeah, even though like Rhydon can surprisingly take coverage hits really well, like HP Grass or like Grass Knot, it can take those well. But the problem with Rhydon is it like just gets switched in on like really easily with fighting types, or
unless you're running like Dual Dance, which
or like unless like you run like maybe like a Thunder Wave set, something like that, or like I don't know, like
But
to be honest.
Surf Rhydon.
Yes, I really like.
Yeah.
I really like her Zapdos on this matchup because Zapdos did a lot of damage. Like it could have done a lot of damage to this team.
Yeah. It just can't do much to Ampharos. That's the thing.
That's the problem. That's the problem. Maybe she didn't expect Ampharos maybe or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Ampharos is easy to look over because you're like, oh, it's slow, whatever. But the thing is so bulky.
And it's like, okay, it's an electric type. Yeah, you can just like run Earthquake in 2 months and that's it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But it's actually surprisingly bulky.
Yeah.
But it takes Earthquakes. Yeah. All right, on to the next one. Mr. Drako, number 14.
I don't want to talk too much about because it can be even more biased when I talk. So I can talk a little bit, but I want you more to talk the performance.
Sure, yeah.
So like week 1, you can talk a little, and then I can give a little bit, but because even though I don't want, it's gonna be a little bit more biased. So.
Yeah. What I'm seeing with what you're doing, Drako, is like you have good sets, but like they're not enough, right? And you bring Linoon every week, and it has a chance to sweep, but what happens is everybody knows Linoon is going to sweep, so everybody like makes sure that if Linoon is coming in, they're going to have an option to stop it. Like Kartana can take an extreme speed and kill you. And if Hippowdon is in there, it roars you out, which it did.
That was Whirlwind, thank you very much.
Sorry, Whirlwind, same thing. If Rotom is in, it Will-O-Wisps you. So like everybody's gonna over prep for it.
Yeah.
But you see, you can't rely on Linoon to win games.
That's true. To be honest, I'm just gonna speak a little bit. To be honest, maybe I really was. I can sweep with Linoon. His team. If I chip the Cortana and then chip a little bit of his team, I can definitely sweep with Linoon. So I was more concentrating more on that, and I was like, I'm gonna go with Trick Room, surprise him. Maybe his team is gonna be a little bit fast, or something like that. And I'm gonna surprise him with a Trick Room. But he went a little bit bulky, and that maybe I was really just concentrated. Okay, my only way to win is sweep with the Linoon, but maybe seeing the replay again and again, I could have won with Mega Scizor if I played better.
Yep. Yeah. Mega Scizor really handled some stuff.
With the set that I had, I easily could have won. Maybe stalled the Toxic on the bottom and then just hit him Power Fire with the card. I could have won easily, but after that Whirlwind, it was more like of a it was like, okay, my plan didn't work, so what do I do now?
Right. Yeah.
It happens. It happens. Everybody.
Let's go week 2.
Week 2, another Lando lead, and just
Flurp gotcha, man.
Yep, it taught me good. I knew it was gonna have the ice coverage. I just didn't knew it was gonna have the fire coverage.
Yeah.
To summarize it in 3 words, he got me good. 4 words, sorry.
I mean, to be fair, Scarf Celesteela is very surprising.
I never expected Scarf Celesteela. I expected a defensive one.
Yeah.
But Vitts is commonly known for bringing absolute crazy sets on bulky mons.
Yeah.
I will never forget Max Water Spout Jellicent.
Yeah.
Oh my god. But it's it was just a surprising team. I had the ways to win it. It just surprised me with the Scarves and with the fire and ice coverage. That's basically how I lost the game.
Yeah.
And to be honest, when I really lost it was, I don't know how, but I don't remember which turn, but I switched to Mega Scizor, and he switched to Charizard, which I really understand why.
And it being physical hard.
Yeah.
It's when then looking at physical start, it was like, okay.
Yeah.
No one expects that.
So it was just a whole lot of. I knew I had good sets. I knew I had the sets to win, but his sets were just out of my mind. I didn't expect him to bring that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you tend not to expect physical Zard. Why?
Yeah. like physicals are wild. Like I expected Scarf Shaming, which that's why I didn't mind because I already had prepared that Sceptile could 2-hit KO it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I had things for like it's more of that like Swallowed. I knew it was I like once I saw it, I knew it was he wants me to Earthquake right here.
Yeah, but like instead of going into Scissor on Swalot, going into Necrozma on Swalot, and that would have been a lot better. His only switch in is really T-Tar. So I don't know.
Yeah,
there's just like
there's some bad plays, and it's just.
I think your team is fine. I don't think you really need to make any moves.
No, I don't think so.
Get a feel for running Veil
and run Golem. Just run Golem. That's all we need.
But we can just go to that.
Yep. So the next one is Mr. In Cahootz, former champion.
Is not the same.
Very surprising. Very surprising.
Yeah.
He took a season off, and we haven't seen the intimidation.
Yeah.
Portugal changing.
So his first week was against Keg, right? Yeah. So week 1 against Keg. I thought that he really had like a lot of pressure early on. Roserade was really putting on the pressure, and then he just let like Gliscor die for no reason, and then I'm just messing up all of the evolutions. he let Gligar die for no reason, and he let like Cofagrigus kind of wall him, and he just started going backwards a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's more like when you see team preview, it's like you see Kag and it's like, okay, he has a team. When you see like the team and then the Cahootz team, like Megalopolis, like it's not very scary. But when you see Kag's team, it's like damn, like everything can hit very hard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this team looks like an NU team with a Megalop again.
Yeah, basically. But to be honest, I just really liked how Kag played against him. Cahootz he started good and then I don't know, he just started to go downhill.
I think he's a little rusty. And I think he'd agree with that.
Yeah, for sure. I think
it's just a matter of when, not if, he gets it going.
Yeah.
And you've got to pray that it takes him a little longer than he wants.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's basically it.
I have no doubt he's going to start putting people in coffins.
Yeah. Like looking at his team, it doesn't.
It's not as terrifying as he usually gets.
Yeah, it's not as offensive as he likes.
Pretty scary. Like Megalop Lottie is no joke.
No.
So it's just he'll get it going.
Yeah, whenever he figures it out.
Okay, so week 2 was against Dawn, and what I'm gonna say right here is, for me, like the team he sent, like it actually like lost to Zeraora.
Yeah.
It actually just lost to Zeraora, like.
Yeah, especially since.
Especially. We were just like, I think Cahootz loses, and it was like after like turn 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he got knocked off the Custap berry, and then he was just from in the back the rest of the game.
Yeah, it was
something he could do.
Yeah. And like you would think that that Marowak could handle Zeraora, but I didn't remember, and I don't know if Cahootz remembered, but Zeraora gets knockoff, and that just absolutely bodied him.
Yeah, it's like Zeraora it killed the water types. It could knock off the Marowak. It knocked off the Fortress. It can close combat the Alolan Persian.
Mm-hmm.
It just did a lot. Like it did a lot, and then he had the support of Slowbro, the support of Klefki, support of Draudigon, and then if not, he can just go with like adaptability, Aqua Jet on any monster that is in Samurott or Gyarados. It's like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. If you look at his team, it's a lot of support.
Gas up Zeraora because Dawn would just go crazy. Gas up Zeraora, it's good, but I'm still waiting for it to be worth the 3rd overall pick.
Yeah, it's really not.
Okay, but yeah, we're not speaking about Cahootz. Basically, he just, to be honest, just on team preview, he lost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He lost after turn 1, and it was he made a noble effort bringing it back to getting as close as he did.
Yeah. Yeah. And, you know, his Marowak is always going to put in work.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, he's like mastered that thing.
Yeah.
But he'll be back.
Mm-hmm.
He'll be up. He's coming on the upswing.
Yeah, I think so too.
For sure, we'll be back. Okay, so
next is Zen, and he's had a couple frustrating weeks.
Dad.
Father of the ISBL. So first week was against Eevee, and I feel like he got played.
Lovely Taunt Gallade that just kind of pops.
Yeah, it really shut down pretty much his whole team. Taunt Gallade into knockoff is just really scary.
This is the only battle I couldn't see, but now that you talk about Taunt Mega Gallade, it's like just Eevee for drafting Mega Gallade. That's Gawd. If you see like Eevee's team, it basically has a combination. It has the Mega Gallade and Florida score, which was very annoying that season.
Yeah.
It has the Lando. Like you see her team, and like just see the team preview. Look at that team Eevee just brought.
Mm-hmm. It really covers itself well, but the problem is a lot of her mons really like Escavalier dies to a fire move. Heatran dies to a ground move. Lando dies to an ice move. Like, if she gets a prediction wrong, she's kind of screwed. But if she gets the predictions right, like, she can really wall teams.
But like you said ground, you said ice, and you said fire. That's the melodic. It can always take at least 1 or 2 hits.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's why I really like it. I want to give her props. She really drafted well.
Mm-hmm.
She drafted a really good team, and she is actually playing the team very well. And I wish she wasn't in my division because she is probably gonna take my playoff spot.
Well, you can still take a playoff spot.
I don't think so, but yeah, I'm really.
Sorry, I'm finally back.
Oh my God.
Welcome, Dawn.
I just want to finish my point. I'm just really happy that she's playing like very, very well.
Yeah, and it's easy to play well when you have a good team. Yeah.
But yeah, now talking about Zen, just to be honest, it's like he has a good team. He has a very team he is very accustomed to play.
Mm-hmm.
But he just got outplayed. That's basically.
Yeah, he really did get outplayed. And speaking of getting outplayed, week 2. I really thought he had the game in the bag.
Well, and Memento happened, and he lost.
Well, burn plus Memento.
Yeah, burn plus Memento, and he lost. That's pretty much what I say about it. Like, because Cloisters is the Ultra Beast, so...
It's like, basically, Zen, both weeks, the word is outplayed. He just got outplayed.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he outplayed Zam, but, like, Zam had this memento.
But it's like Zam already knew what Zen was gonna do. Like, he already had a plan to memento and then just sweep. Because as you can see, like even the rocks, he had it like at a perfect rate. It killed it killed Gyarados. Like, he had perfect.
Yeah, that's true. He had a lot of mons he could memento on, and
yeah,
a lot of mons he could burn.
But I don't. He did it like at the perfect time because he did it and a rock killed Gyarados. So, because I'm pretty sure Victini would have taken the Ice Cold Spear. If it's like maybe a different build, I don't know. I remember the build. It just really.
There too.
What's that?
That's true.
It had liquidation still.
But what if if it was a Scarf Victini?
It wasn't. Yeah. It wasn't Scarf.
I know, but like he actually like played it.
What if it was a Scarf or a Choreo?
But I don't know. I think letting Zen staying in on Luminion and letting Gyarados get chipped down like really low was not good.
I mean, I don't think that was his fault. The fucking Z nature power.
Yeah, but like you don't want to get burned anyway, you know.
That's true. He did make a risk switching on Skull.
Because he's got Thunder Wave and he's got say Crunch, and you Thunder Wave. You Thunder Wave the Shell Smash, you take whatever hit, and you just crunch it down. And it's Thunder Wave, so if you don't beat it, you can kill it. So I think him letting Gyarados get killed was really bad, and Donphan didn't do anything for the rest of the game. So sacking Donphan probably would have been a lot better.
Well, we know that Zen loves Donphan and never wants to see it die. Because I agree with him. It is the greatest one of all time.
It's very good, yes.
To be honest, like looking at Scarf Calvantula here, it just looks very nice.
It does.
Honestly,
yeah.
I would have just kind of, maybe going that instead of Gyarados and then just clicking Volt Switch was the play.
Yeah.
Like, because, like electric terrain Scarf Volt Switch looks very nice against that team.
So, overall consensus on Zen, what we all think?
He just got outplayed.
Yeah, stop getting outplayed, Zen.
Stop getting outplayed, Blacker.
He had like 3 or 4 really bad turns, and then that just kind of...
Also, thanks for being Team Zero Aura.
Hashtag Team Zero Aura.
Yes, I'm Zero Aura enough, alright?
Now we go into Eevee, which we were talking about.
Yeah, we talked about Eevee a little bit with Zen's first week, and we said she played really well. And I think like the rest of her mons that she hasn't brought yet can still like do really well, like have good support.
Yeah, it's one of the better teams in my opinion.
Yeah, I already guessed like Eevee a lot in the last one. I'm just gonna like do it a brief summary. Basically, she drafted very well. She drafted a really good team. She drafted mixed team, basically, like part of mixed team.
Just a little bit.
It's like a quick team, to be honest. Reminds me of a quick team.
Yeah, it kind of does actually.
I mean, he did draft it, so.
You basically did. That's right.
Yeah, that's true. But I don't know. It really everything just together very well.
Yeah.
So.
But let's talk about week 2 when she lost to Shuno.
Yeah, that was questionable.
That wasn't good. That wasn't good.
I think it was definitely a winnable game for her.
Durant should have not killed that much, and she should have we all know in DC, we were in DC, we all know that that Trevenant should have been like Oka berry, Yachi berry, something like that. So
yeah,
it was Oka, but we know it was gonna be some type of berry. So I don't know that play she did.
Look, I just don't know how you're not going to bring a Durant switch in versus Shuno. That's Mr. Durant, Tyranitar, all those boys.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to want to Scarf Lando, probably.
Scarf, Hidden Power, I don't know, Scarf Lando, maybe. Did she had P-Jab on the Gallade?
I don't think she showed it. She did.
Because
I'm not sure.
P-Jab Gallade just body dunked on Tapu Bulu.
Yeah, it really did. I think her problem this game was that she probably brought close combat instead of Drain Punch on Gallade.
Look, I don't know why you guys think Drain Punch is better, but
okay,
you do you.
It is better.
You do you.
First of all, it is better. If you can make a offensive powerhouse like Gallade last longer than it should, then you're doing something right.
I mean, I'd rather do twice the damage, but...
Okay, can we talk about this a little bit? She brought the exact same team. Just with different moves.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh yeah, that's fair.
Well, I mean...
Draft is a little limited. Once you get off of the top, the first 5 or 6 picks, it kind of starts to go a little downhill.
But I mean,
yes.
I mean, Weezing would have done really well against Durant.
Oh yeah, yes. Against Durant, against
Bulu, Crobat. Yeah, I think
against Trevenant, it really did a lot.
I think Weezing would have been a really good option. Also,
she just didn't.
Swords Dancing was a bad play.
It's
when she Swords Danced against Rotom, I thought that was a bad play.
Yes.
Yes, that's true. You never set up.
You can just kill it. I don't understand.
Well, she couldn't kill it because it was Chople, but...
Yeah.
I mean, she didn't know that.
Yeah.
But it's Shuno. It's everyone knows Shuno.
Yeah, you gotta know the Berry Man.
Yeah, that's... Well, she's... Oh, yeah. That's true, but it's she should have prepared more for... She should have, maybe... Not, scouted, but... see some battles of Shuno if you don't really know.
Yeah, because Shuno pretty much brings... I'm not gonna Like, he brings a pretty similar playstyle every week.
Yeah, and to be honest, no offense, Shuno, but Durant shouldn't get that many kills.
He would disagree.
Shuno's gonna come for your life.
It's like, no, if you prep for Durant, you should never get.
Alright. Final consensus on Eevee.
Durant.
Yeah, bring responses to Mons when you have them, I suppose.
Yeah, because if you have a bulky team like this, you have to make use of it.
Yeah.
Eevee.
But she's in a good spot.
I think she definitely
ranks. Spot 1-1, solid record.
You really have a good team. Just maybe like.
You got a tough match next week, but.
Yeah, you really have a good team. If you want, you can mock and maybe like scout a little bit the other, like see some battles of the other player.
Wouldn't be bad. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
So
you really have a good team.
Yeah. So onto Gawd. Week 1 was against Venmu. I thought he played.
He beat week 2. Oh, he beat Hannah week 2. That's right.
He played Hannah week 2. We already did week 2. Sort of. We can talk a little bit about his play there. But week 1, second Gliscor. That was a terrible play.
He just. I was there. I was present with the building of this team.
Mm-hmm.
It was a good idea. It just wasn't executed well, to be honest.
Wait, which one?
Like the team here. Remember, you were there, I'm pretty sure.
I didn't like the Infernate, to be honest.
The Infernate could have done a lot if it was offensive.
Yeah, Infernate, I've never been a big fan of Rock's Infernate.
And Rock's Endeavor, Taunt,
Yeah. That's a much better option.
Yeah.
I like the idea, but I don't know. It's like when there's like a Mega Mawel and killed you and
you gotta hit those boys.
It's also interesting when you're going up against Mew and Nidoqueen, some of like the best rockers in the game. You sack your only defogger like turn 2.
Oh yeah, it's true.
When it usually runs Ice Beam.
Yeah.
It's a regular thing.
Yeah. So I don't know how I feel about that because Gliscor can sort of handle Mawile. He can sort of handle Nidoqueen. But yeah, I think
it was kind of useful. I don't know. Yeah, it was more I think the defog was the biggest part because he had a young Mega, he had a Sneasel. He needs to keep that defogger around.
That's true, and I really like the idea of the reflect on the Primarina. I really like that defensive Primarina.
Yes, that was really good.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe if you had like light screen for the eyes, and it's like it just does play with Gliscor.
I think he did have light screen.
Yeah,
I'm pretty
but
sure.
He didn't use it though.
He didn't use it though.
Right.
If I had light screen and
maybe a misclick there, I don't know.
It's like maybe more of like he should have scouted a Mew before like sacking Gliscor. You should really have a mode to scout Mew.
He's a good player.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a good player, and he showed that week 2 as well.
Yeah, he proved himself on week 2 basically.
Yeah, the thing was like Jan Mega could have just won that game, honestly.
I was fully expecting him to go agility on Mega and then destroy everything.
That would be insane. But
right, so we going on to week 2.
Yeah. So just cover a little bit.
So basically, Gawd just had matchup and flex.
And just Ampharos just killing things.
Ampharos, it's a really nice matchup. We're not gonna, like you said, we're not gonna go into this too much, but solid performance.
Yeah.
Basically, Ampharos bodied.
I thought his prep was really good. I like how he had the Hariyama to take hits from +1 Zard.
Yeah, and it looked like he knew that Primarina could really do a lot of damage if he could get rid of that Zapdos, which he did pretty early, and it really went in.
Yeah, because every time Polian was coming in, it was losing 30%. Eventually, he was just gonna win.
Yep, exactly.
Damn, we people really sleep on Mega Ampharos. Like watching the replay, it really hits.
Yeah, I mean it's 164 base special attack, so.
Any final words on Gawd?
I think that he's just got to get used to his team, learn his strengths, learn his weaknesses. I think his team is it has really good potential.
And for me, you can use standard set with your teams and you can win.
Yeah.
No, that's a hard thing.
Because your team is very good.
Yeah. Just Specs Mega wins games.
That's a great breaker.
Yeah, it really is.
I'm a fan of tinted lens.
So on to Shuno. We kind of covered his week 2.
So basically, he hates me now. If he has went to this point of the video, he already hates me. I'm gonna talk good about you, so don't worry.
We'll talk about his week 1 battle against. He played Zam.
He played Sam.
And he kind of got flexed.
I remember this. Yep.
He got flexed on pretty hard.
He got very flexed.
Yeah, honest. That is no joke.
I don't understand Special Crobat this week.
I don't understand the Swampert.
Yeah, Special Crobat makes no sense when you could easily be physical and just do, like, you can Oko Amoonguss with Brave Bird depending on the investment.
Mm-hmm.
You can U-turn on Crook. You can just U-turn, clicking U-turn, being faster and slow, and being able to Oko with Brave Bird.
Yeah, and if he was like
being able to even potentially speed tie, I know he was Scarf, but potentially speed tie cross poison.
Yeah, that's true.
Coco.
That's true.
And it would kill since it's using a 120 or 100 attack rather than a 70 attack or special attack. So that was a weird bring.
Yeah, it was pretty weird.
Shuno does bring the weird set every now and again.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, except every game instead of every now and then.
Not me.
I think
the biggest issue that week 1 was that I didn't bring Durant.
I think he probably could have won the game, but he just let Zam's Jirachi plus Tapu Koko plus Amoonguss stop.
Everything?
Not everything, but like he stopped Terrakion from being able to just lock into a move and win. Just forced a lot of switches.
Exactly. I think Shuno didn't really have as great win cons as Sam did that game. And whether that's prep or matchup, I'm not sure, but try and focus on getting a team that supports a really nice win condition for that game, I guess.
Right. Yeah.
That's true.
And he played. I feel like he played pretty obviously, and you don't want to do that against Sam. You want to make some moves.
Which he almost always brings some sort of setup, and we didn't really see it.
Yeah. Yeah, that is interesting.
That Miguel already just start putting in work, but
yeah, not quite.
Yeah, there's a Jirachi and Amoonguss. Like, he had to wait a bit for that, and he just sacked it really early. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
And he really let Rocks get to him, honestly.
Exactly. Like, he had a Starmon. I don't know.
But yep. And then week 2 we went over.
Much better. Much better.
This thing, and that was pretty much it. And it proved against someone who really may not have known his play style.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah, that's true.
Wasn't ready for the berry farmer. It was harvest season, baby. So
everything went Shuno's way, basically.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yes.
So let's move on to Mr. Venmu Bordy Bort.
Bordy.
The Bracknell beast.
Okay, so we talked about his week 1 battle, right, against Gawd.
Yeah.
I think we talked about his week 2, right?
No, not yet.
Oh no, because that was versus you.
That was versus me. I think he had really good prep versus Gawd.
Yes.
I think it was as close as it was because he got flinched so much by Mega. But Mawile is so scary.
Mawile goes really well with this team because what is it? Hold on, let me pull up Ben's team real quick.
Well, just like things that are.
The fact that Mega Mawile was there round 2 for him was just.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The draft was really wonky. Like, there was more threatening stuff that went in round 2 than round 1.
For sure.
Yeah, not taking 0 or over in round 4.
And it's like you can basically see like the 3 months he always plays his team. You can see Mew, Mega Marvel, and Keldeo. That's basically his team.
Yeah, and that's gonna do well because
His
like
other mons are good though, except
yes, really support.
Except for his tier 5s. His tier 5s are really bad.
yeah, I mean Volbeat is decent, but
it has a role. I'll give him that.
yeah.
Like, Spite Mist Ravens might do something.
No, we're not gonna endorse that. No way. I mean,
I know Volbeat can do some things, but
yeah,
Does Mist Ravens get like Will-O-Wisp like into Hex?
probably.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like,
It's just not good. Like it's not good. I don't know.
I feel like against Micc, he didn't really prep that well for Arachnid.
Yeah, but I let it
Arachnid
loose.
has a good matchup.
I think
I'll give him that.
I think he, like, I had a really good matchup, but I think he prepped really well for that, and he, like, was ready for the things that he knew that I was going to bring, you know?
He did some good plays. He dunked under Jolteon.
Okay, I was kind of sacking Jolteon, so... The one thing that, like, I thought that he did really well that game, though, was having knockoff plus Sucker Punch, because if he didn't show knockoff, I would have expected Sucker Punch, and I would have subbed on his Sucker Punch, but he kind of knew that I didn't think that he had Sucker Punch, so that's how, like, Gardevoir got killed, you know?
I think you're giving him a little too much credit.
I don't know. That's what it seemed. It's what it seemed
I don't
like.
think Ben thought you were gonna. I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe he did have the mind games.
But who brings knockoff plus Sucker Punch? You know.
Venmu still does.
Exactly.
It makes sense because you have like Arcanine and stuff, and you want to knock off like a left user helmet. But then Sucker Punch, you know, you have faster threats and webs and all that.
Yeah.
I can see it. I don't think he really needed Sword Stance because he did a lot of damage either way.
Right.
Yeah. Also, that Cryogonal played really well against you.
Yeah, wait, he actually did well with Cryogonal, which I didn't know was a thing that could happen.
Yeah, I mean, I should have switched to Nihilego, knowing that rocks were going to be up forever.
Oh yeah.
That would have been a much better play. But
I mean, it was a good game, and Ven played well. So
Ven played really well. Yeah, for sure.
That was a good loss. That was a good loss for him.
Yeah.
And you know, he missed a lot of moves, which wasn't fun.
Right.
I
don't know.
Like Gunk shot Mew.
That was breezy.
Yeah. But you know, Gunk Shot is gonna miss. That's what Gunk Shot does. You know, like you can't be too mad about that. Yeah, let's get on to Vitts. Let's see.
Vitticeps.
Oh God,
Mr. Vitticeps.
I hate him.
Mr. Fairyless.
Fearless God.
Yeah, I mean,
play.
week 1.
No, he played.
Week 1 he got dunked on.
Okay, no, he missed, and then
Okay, but the Manaphy.
Well, we don't know about the Manaphy.
I mean,
Okay.
yeah, the Mienshao probably did more work than it was supposed to.
Yeah.
But I think Duc's. I don't know. The Manaphy looked good because the tar would have been down, and then.
But the thing is, like the tar holds up, like keeps up sand, and
okay. The thing is, Toxapex walls the sand core.
No, and please tell me he just wanted to bring Swallow. Like Swallow, nothing.
he did just want to bring
every week. He's gonna bring Swallow every week.
Yeah,
he's gonna have 5 kills.
He actually wasted a slot for Swallow. Like I did that with the Den. It's funny, but you keep losing it. I knew I was gonna lose because.
Okay, Swallow isn't like a Pikachu clone, though.
Yeah, I think like a physically defensive Komodo probably would have been a little better.
Yeah, like he wasted like a spot.
I never questioned him, Lord. I never questioned him.
Okay, but his week 2 though, that was.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That was some dominance.
Yeah, we just saw him flex on number 14.
It seems like whenever he gets like his sides, like Vitts just seems like every once in a while just decide like, okay, I'm just gonna kick the shit out of him, and then he does. And then the other week he's just like, wait, I have a match.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That's playoffs.
I heard of the guy he played against.
Who did he play week 2?
Some guy.
Oh yeah.
Some guy who's ranked 14th. I don't know.
Play week 3? Oh yeah, that's me.
No, but the thing about Vitts is, he's an experienced player, like not just in draft, but I think he's been playing for a while. So he can run unexpected sets, but yeah, he makes them work because it's not just like a random set. He like knows it's good for the matchup, and I think that's his biggest asset is.
Yeah. It's like I'm pretty sure he has won that Scarfella Stila Scarf.
Yeah, the Scarfella Stila. Oh my god.
That shit's just wild.
And I'm pretty sure like Vitts has won like I don't know. I just in my mind like he has won maybe like a Swallow to know you ladder like 1600s and maybe one.
He keeps running a special Flygon, and I don't agree with special Flygon ever.
And he runs physical Zard wide, like.
Okay, but that actually worked.
I can see an argument for special Flygon because
I can see why he brought physical Zard and like special Flygon. It's because I played I think like 3 times in the league against him or 2 times, and it's like maybe. It's more like I would not expect that. Like maybe expect like the physical sword, but not expect like special Flygon, or like maybe expect the physical. I don't know, something like that. You know that.
Well, he wasn't. I think he wanted it to be more of like a defogger than a killer or like a cleaner, dragon dancer or whatever. And I think being special just allowed him to be stronger because that instant Drako.
Yeah, that's true. But, like, yeah, I suppose. That's true.
He's terrifying.
Yeah.
He's
terrifying.
Yeah. No one ever wants to play him.
I hate you.
I was like, oh, I get Vitts this week. Yay.
Yeah, that's
like, oh my God,
nice win.
Going to care. Okay. Destroy us.
Yeah.
Can I honestly... Oh, yeah, go ahead.
I'm going to tell you how you win against Vitts. You just bring Veil for, like, Light Screen and Reflect, and you...
Oh, okay. Yeah, because everyone has Veil.
1, 2, 3.
Every single one.
Cag brought Veil Avalanche Soundslash.
He did do that. We'll get to that.
Yeah, okay, so let's move on to Ducc.
The suck.
The big Papa suck.
Big Papa suck. You know, he won. I think his team is pretty threatening. His team, I swear, I was talking to Arb about this. His team is so good at just toxicking everything and then switching out and just stalling you.
That's favorite move.
I want to quote Micc here, and this is the quote-unquote regen team, which is a very big threat.
It's a regen team, yeah, that's 100% what it is. I don't care what anybody says, it's a regen team.
Okay, don't tell Ducc, but Micc thinks this is a regen.
It
is a regen team.
Okay, Ducc. So it was week 1. You know,
we already know.
There was hacks, but
it was impressive.
I don't think it was game changing. I mean, it changed the way the game was played. I guess that's the argument.
It did.
Yeah, because he was gonna sack his win con.
No, he had another one of those, but I don't know. It would have. It's hard to judge that game because it would have been completely different.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. But in the end, he won, so
yeah,
that's true.
That's what it counts.
Yeah.
And then week 2.
Week 2 against Arb.
We can kind of transition to me as well here.
That's true. Yeah, because honestly, like Arb and Ducc are pretty close. We won't really be able to tell until Arb plays Vitts to know like who's really better.
Next week. Yay. Can't wait for that.
Week 3 coming soon.
Basically, like Arb and Ducc are 6th and 5th. I still think like Arb maybe a little bit over Ducc. But I don't know.
Is that because I beat you, Drako? Is that because?
Okay, let me explain myself. There was in all of Duck's games, there has been some hacks.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit.
At least.
No,
yeah, that's true. Ducc actually got like really. What was it? He got hacks week too.
But Arb, you played very well. You played very well against this team. He really relied on Toxic, which I don't think it's the best rely. It's like relying on a.
I mean, it's not the best reliance, but at that point, and the only way he could beat the Latios was if he hit that Toxic at 90%.
Yeah.
Because it's just.
But it's like.
So deadass. Basically, my strategy once I realized that I thought I was gonna get 6-0. Like about.
Oh my God. Turn 12. It looked like it.
And what do? So I just prematurely went muck and decided to just try and do things. And I dodged a Toxic, and then he was in trouble.
Yeah.
Because I knew going in that if Latios got up a Calm Mind, he was gonna have a lot of trouble. And I just wanted to make sure I didn't get 6-0, and it just worked out in my favor. Like I would have lost if he had hit the Toxic 100%.
He misplayed also in the end. He misplayed with Sacking Tangrowth.
But also
Yes, he did misplay with Sacking Tangrowth. That's true.
And Arb probably should have just killed that Steelix right away.
Yeah. I should have just ice beamed him immediately and not tried to roost on him. So,
yeah, it was just a messy game. I think.
Yeah.
I think in the further weeks it will be easier to rank Ducc because unless insane hacks happens
Every week.
His games are always like kind of hacksy.
It's like Arb, both with the game against me and with Ducc, it's like he's like, oh my God, it's starting really bad, but then he just goes off in the end and wins.
Mm-hmm.
But it like goes off with a strategy, not like going off because oh God, something happened.
Yeah.
I don't know if you get me. Like it's like he has a strategy when he's going
I gotta figure out on it before I can actually start doing things.
And that's why our battles last season took so long.
Okay.
No, but Arb doesn't take that long because he actually catch up really quick. Okay, I'm in this situation, I can win with this. Okay.
Yeah, I think both these coaches, Arb and Ducc, are gonna be really threatening all season.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see. I think that's just true of like tangent here, but I think this is probably the most competitive season. I'm just excited.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, this is the most stacked season.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I can fully see myself going to 10. That sounds about right.
This is like the most stacked season. Like imagine like if we had like Gawd and Logan, something like that. Yeah, that's like.
Oh my God, if Gawd was in somewhere. Oh my God.
Well, he is. Gawd is number 2.
But like Gawd draft his own team. Oh my God. GG.
Draft some rain.
Yeah. I think we can handle rain now though. This isn't season 2.
Should we go to number 4, Jonathan?
Yeah, let's go on to John Kagadan. We've kind of looked at. Have we looked at both of his games so far? Cahootz and Starmon.
Cahootz and Starmon.
We looked at Cahootz. Pretty sure.
I actually saw it. Like he's consistently like he knows what he's doing. He preps well.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna say he's playing better than. I think this is the best season I've seen him play, and like the team he's having. I don't know. He just goes well together with the team. I know he has 2 weeks, but he's really playing very solid.
Yeah.
He almost lost to Starmon. Like
he did.
I think if Starmon makes like a right play in the end game.
No, but you went here when we were talking about Starmon. Said like, I never saw a way that like in the battle, even though Starmon was like actually beating his ass, I never saw like Cag like oh my God I'm gonna lose. I always saw like okay. Yeah, I can win with like one Dragon Dance Tyranitar. That's it.
He
set it up at the perfect time. Like he set it up on a chipped clef that he could live 2 Moonblast from. So if he stays if Starmon stays in, he can get to +2, outspeed the Scarlet Chomp. If Starmon switches out, he gets +1 and.
Yeah, but you can see your only Cag is gonna like he was stalling with that Clefable. He did like 20 turns.
Oh yeah, the Kofag Clef.
Yeah. At least me, I don't like to stall it. I'm really desperate to like finish.
Yeah.
So
the thing. Okay, so the thing that I'm really impressed with so far this season with Keg is his ability to like keep Kofagrigus alive, like even without wish support. Like, yeah, that thing really walls a lot of stuff, but like the problem with it is it dies really easily. Like it gets like chipped down,
worn down,
gets toxic, knocked off, and
you get a toxic one, it's pretty much
yeah, and he's able to like keep it alive until like really late game.
That's true.
And I think that's put a lot of pressure on his opponents.
That's true.
Yeah, it definitely like allows him to stop opponents' offensive momentum.
Mm-hmm.
Even if he doesn't gain any, he takes his opponents away like that and gets health back up.
Right.
In whatever way, like
he's just really like bulky.
And he can he can spread toxic and Will-O-Wisp and whatever.
I think Cag also isn't giving up on his games. Like it looked pretty bad. I'm not gonna lie, it looked pretty bad at the end of both of those games because it looked like Cahootz. Honestly, it looked like Cahootz had in the bag 60% of the time there, and the Starmon, like the only way he can win is set up Tar right, and he did. So
yeah,
congrats to Cag. I don't see any other coach doing that. Like.
Yeah, to be honest, Jonathan, this might be the season you actually very, very, very far.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're playing.
No, he hasn't.
He has season 3.
Oh,
okay.
Okay.
He made season 3, but he always like.
He's always one game short.
Yeah, I could see him making some serious. I could see him winning that division, honestly.
But the thing is, he.
I really can see him going strong, like this, like week 9. Yeah, I'm already in playoffs basically. Week 10.
Yeah. The thing is, he always starts off really strong with his seasons.
Not really.
So.
Not really.
Yeah, he's just got to keep it up. Because like last season, he really slipped late season. Like he was in playoff position. Like he almost had it on lock, and then he lost like 3 games, and then he's out of playoffs.
This is what you need to do. You need to pull a season 5 Drako. Just win all your first games, and then you can sleep on.
And then leave, and then leave to El Salvador, and then Eevee makes it. All right.
Well, okay. Congrats, Keg. We go to.
Yeah, you're doing good, Keg.
We go to Cornelius now.
Yep. Onto Mr. Dawn Midst.
Okay, 0 Aura.
Okay, no, that's biased.
I think all we have to say is that Zero Aura is the best mon ever. That's all we gotta say.
Okay, so what I'm gonna say is Zero Aura was the best 4th pick. This is not a script.
Just pay you money. Okay.
Okay, so we talked a little bit of Dawn versus Starmon. Well, you didn't, so you can talk Dawn. But what I'd say is basically Starmon lost to Mega Venusaur. Yeah.
Yeah.
You think like on preview?
Yeah. So what do you think, Dawn? Because you weren't here for that time.
I mean, you know what I'm gonna say. It's like I didn't want Webs Up, and I knew I didn't want Webs Up at all. So I brought this Clef key set, which with safety goggles counter Smeargle. And then I got kind of lucky because I actually forgot about. I always forget about the prankster with the dark types. Yeah. But luckily he didn't go into the Houndoom on my Clef key. Instead, he opted to stay in Ninetales, so I got the defog off in exchange for my Clef key. But that was better than I absolutely did not want my Hoopa being outsped by Clef, and I didn't want my Zero Aura being outsped by everything, because then I would have lost.
Yeah, probably.
That's true.
And that's what we were talking about a little bit earlier, is like your team has like a couple hard hitters, and it's got like the rest of it is like support, like chipping other teams down, and
like Slowbro Mega Venusaur.
Yeah.
What is that?
Yeah, really good.
Stop doing that.
This is factual. Drafting Slowbro and Mega Venusaur is actually illegal. That's actually factual.
Wait, I might need to root Wyoming. That sounds pretty poppin'.
You can get like 5 to 10 years in prison for drafting that.
Yeah. I mean, he was really good.
I think,
You proved in the past seasons that you know what the hell you're doing, except when you run trick around.
Oh my god, we don't talk about that season.
Yeah, basically we don't talk about Dawn season 3, but it's basically Dawn is always gonna be good.
I just want to touch on my week 2 game.
Yeah.
I think it was a really close game. Cahootz brought some weird stuff. I'm sure he thought I brought some weird stuff because I didn't bring my mega or my only tier. But what was it? I think the end game I played really well. I noticed he was trying to sack his Persian to my Klefki and then set up with Samurott.
Oh yeah.
I switched out and what was it? I set up Crawdon so that way when he sacked Persian, Samurott couldn't set it up because I was +3 on Crawdon.
Right.
So that way +2 Aquajet couldn't go 0. And yeah, I thought that was pretty good, I guess.
I think he wasn't ready for Crawdon at all. Like,
yes.
Crawdon just went in.
I've learned that.
Immediately kind of set him back in just the rest of the game.
Yeah, because he would have gotten an explosion off for like a layer of spike or something.
Yeah.
So, you had that thing from the get-go and just kept up the pressure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He's lucky it wasn't a 6-0.
Yeah, he almost did come back. But that's Thanos.
Yep.
To be honest, just you had drafted a good team and you brought the sets you need to bring, basically.
Yeah, I was doing mocks earlier and I was just getting destroyed, so I needed to just try something new. So
yeah.
Whatever. Number 2.
Oh.
We have this fucking busted team.
Oh no, it's not busted.
Honestly, it's not even that busted.
We've seen that it can be beat.
To be honest, the team is not like busted. It's the coach.
I'm not busted. I mean, I have good wall breakers, but like, and my team gets worn down pretty easily. I wish I had Florges.
Micc is going like from Mega Galay to Mega Gardevoir to then regular Furia to Ralts. And he's still gonna get like 10 kills with each Galay, like Ralts.
I actually thought before the season that I was like, I really want to prove that Gardevoir is good too.
Yeah. Micc told me his duo, and I was like, I really hope you don't get that.
I mean, Gardevoir, it's like, what is it? It's good, but you don't see it get drafted much. Obviously, I guess that's the point you're making. Yeah,
that's exactly because Gallade doesn't get drafted that often either.
No, it will.
I don't know about that, Chief.
All right. I mean, I don't see it running through seasons. So.
Except
last season.
I don't know. I mean, maybe.
We don't talk about last season.
No, we're talking about this season.
He's not wrong.
You always draft.
Okay, but Micc beat he beat Ven and he beat someone else Fire. I think.
I beat Hannah.
Yeah, he beat Hannah.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a dominant win.
No, it's like basically Micc. You draft like GOAT teams, like boss.
Yeah, I think you have the best drafts. Like you're the most consistently like really good drafter of anyone.
To be honest, I don't know if it's like if Micc is good at drafting or we're just like we don't draft well.
We should start counter drafting Micc.
Please no.
I think Micc played. I think he played like very optimally versus Venmu. I don't think he wasted a turn.
No, he didn't.
He saw the end game really well.
Yeah, the only bad thing was
I know. What is it? That the Zyra definitely lives the icy wind.
Yeah.
He wasn't choice specs or life orb or anything, so he definitely lived that. So
yeah.
That was smart to preserve the Zygarde's health all the way till the end.
Yeah.
Knowing that could happen because that's the only mon that's the only mon that's faster because he was defensive, and then the guy was
right.
You're always calm with the setups because I know people, including myself.
Yeah, Micc is smart with his setups.
Yeah, because there's people like set up like turn 5 and.
What are you trying to say? What are you trying to say?
Hey, sometimes it works. No, but
I want to include myself because I've set up like turn 3 sometimes.
Yeah. Trick room on the milk.
Yeah. So
I think like yeah.
It's basically like make you always know when to set up and like you like for example, Saga is normally a mon that needs to come in and just starts going ham, and you preserve it like to the last minute. You preserve it.
Yeah, literally the last minute. I still could have lost.
Like you will not like it's like that. It's very tempting to like bring Saga and start doing damage.
Yeah.
You're going very calm with the Arachne. Very calm with like.
Yeah, I think calm and analytical is why you're doing so well.
Yeah, that's why I take so long. No, but I think some things that I could have done better against Venmu. One, I had like 2 of my walls were weak to rocks, and Nihilego was focus sash, and I didn't bring removal. That was a big mistake. 2, even after like knowing that like he's trying to get up rocks because I'm weak to rocks, I should have been a little bit more like aggressive with stopping it instead of I feel like I played a lot like really obviously because I thought like, oh, this wins, and then 3 against like Cryogonal, I knew the rocks were gonna stay up. I should have gone Nihilego and put some pressure on with Nihilego. So like those were some things that I could have improved on. And against Hannah, like I could have played a little bit better, but I thought I did pretty well against Hannah.
That's true. Yeah, you played
good. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was like honestly, I thought it was a pretty dominant win.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to our top boy.
Yeah, number ones. The number 1 boys.
This man is he's just and he always does it.
Fucking Cloister.
Sam is a mad lad, and we all know.
A Z-Nature Power Luminion.
Yeah, Z-Nature Power Luminion? Like, what?
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Like, Sam is a crazy. Like, if Sam played like with serious sets, he would sweep.
Sam is kind of like Vitts, like an extreme version of Vitts, because Vitts brings like crazy sets, but Sam brings the like moves that you've never even.
You wouldn't even think of it. Yeah.
Just being able to have that surprise factor combined with the offensive presence this team has.
Yeah.
It's just too overwhelming for everyone.
Right.
You know when you're going into it, you're like, okay, he's gonna bring some wild shit, and there's nothing I can do to stop it because I'm never gonna think of it. So I literally just have to play like winging it the entire time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's true.
But the thing is about his team is like it's not super bulky. Like if you can just do a lot of damage, like you can wear down his team.
The momentum.
Yeah.
That's the big thing. If you're driving the wheel, or what's the saying?
In the driver's seat.
The driver's seat, yeah. You're in the driver's seat.
Oh my god.
You're in the driver's seat, you can win.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, to be honest, like if you can hazard stack him, then he's a really good. Like.
Yeah, but you really want to waste 4. You really want to waste 4 turns hazard stacking while he kills half your team.
When Max was just setting up a D-dance and just destroying you.
Yeah.
Have you heard of this little thing called? Okay, no, you cannot win against them.
Yeah. I mean, yep. It's over. Call it in. We got our champion, guys.
I'm just gonna forfeit now.
But anyway, yeah. So.
Do we not do a preview of who we're battling, or that's it?
Oh, a preview of like all the teams.
I'm playing CAG tomorrow, or I guess whenever this video goes up, maybe even today.
The video will be coming up very soon. So yeah, next week's schedule we got.
We got some spicy matchups.
Yep. So we got Dawn versus Keg. Drako versus Ducc. I'm really looking forward to Drako versus Ducc. I'm very curious as to how that's going down.
my game I want to see is what is it? Micc versus Gawd. That's always a good game.
Oh, I'm scared.
Yes.
I'm so scared.
The two battles I want to see. There's two. I want to see R versus Vitts. That's gonna be a very good battle.
Wait, R versus Vitts? Hello. Wait, where's this?
Also,
oh, shit. Wait, yeah, that's gonna be game of the week.
I think Zen versus Shuno is gonna be interesting because they played like 3 times last season.
Semis rematch. That's right.
Yeah, they played like 3 times.
That's the second I want. I want to see like R versus Vitts, and I want to see Zen versus Shuno. Those are gonna be like the most interesting battles for me.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a good one. It's gonna be a good week.
Mm-hmm.
Although every week's a good week with us.
Yeah, this is. Yeah, like I said earlier, it's just the competitive season.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope I win it. I hope I win against Ducc.
You already lost.
oh wait, what? Drako ranked 1 week 3.
What are you talking about? This is like
Nice. So, Physical Ninetales. That was good.
but yeah, thank you guys for hearing